Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me again for our draw along. Today we are going to be drawing an outer space scene, as you can see here. We will be drawing an astronaut and a friendly little alien, as well as the moon, the earth, and a nice little background. So let's get started. All you'll need today is a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil or a marker, whatever you'd like to use. We are going to start off our drawing with the astronaut. The first step is to draw a circle, and that's going to be the astronaut's head. And after that, we're going to draw his arm. So you're going to start right about in the middle of the circle, and you're going to draw an arm out to the right. It's almost going to look like you're drawing a gingerbread man. And then after you draw that arm, you're just going to add some little lines, however you would like. I put 4 lines, but you can put however many lines you would like right on his arm. Now we're going to draw his left arm, and we're going to start in about the same spot as we did the other, but just on the other side of the circle. And we're going to draw the same size arm, but it's going to curve down to the middle of the astronaut's body. So now you've got the 2 arms, and again you're just going to draw a few lines on the second arm that you just put on. So now we've got the astronaut's head and his 2 arms. And we've kind of got his arms waving to the side so that when he's complete, it'll look like he's jumping on the moon, that he's 0 gravity on the moon. It kind of makes him look more like he's floating. Now we're going to draw his leg to the right. We're going to move down from where our first arm left off, and we're going to draw a very similar shape to what we drew right above it. It's almost exactly the same as the arm above. And then again, just a few lines wherever you'd like to put them. These lines will be part of his suit. And then we're going to draw his other leg on the left here. And you're going to start right about where you put the lines for his arm. And you're going to move down and make his leg face towards the bottom left, just like this. And that'll look like the foot that he is stepping on the moon. And again, just put in those 4 or 5 lines, however many you want, right there on that left foot. So now we've got the astronaut's body complete. You've got the 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. Now we are going to draw his hands and his feet. So for his hands, you're going to just draw a hand in the shape of a mitten, kind of like the state of Michigan. So there's our two mittens, and I like to color the mittens in black just for a little bit of contrast, which I will do here in a moment. But as you can see, if you color them both in, they kind of pop a little more than if you were to keep them white. So color them in if you like the way it looks. Now we're going to do the same thing for his feet, and you're just kind of going to make oval shapes at the end of each of his feet, just like that. So there's your left one, and you're going to do the exact same thing on the right leg as well. But when you do the right leg, you're going to want to make the foot kind of pointed down towards the left, like that. The tip of his shoe is pointed down towards the ground. And then we're going to color in the feet just like we did the hands, if you would like. And there are the astronaut's hand and feet. So now we're going to work on the astronaut's shield. You're going to make one curved line a little above the middle of the circle that you drew for his head, right across the top there. And then you're going to make a matching line right below it, right near the bottom of the circle. And this is going to be your astronaut's shield on his helmet. Then you're going to connect those two lines on each side with just a simple line. And if you would like to, you can kind of curve those lines in a way that match the circle of the head. So kind of these two curved lines on the side. And there you've got your astronaut's shield. And then you're just going to add a couple little lines inside the shield to kind of make it look like a glass effect there, like a glare on his astronaut helmet. And that is your complete astronaut. There he is. He was actually the harder of the two main things that we're going to be drawing today. So if you've made it this far, congratulations. It only gets easier from here. So next we are going to be drawing an alien in a spaceship. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw an upside down U shape. This will be the alien spaceship. And I kind of drew my ship up in the corner so it kind of looks like the astronaut is waving at him. But you can put the ship wherever you'd like, or you can even use a new piece of paper if you don't want them to be all on one. Then we're going to connect those lines with a kind of rounded line at the bottom. You don't want to go straight across. You want to make sure it's got a little bit of a curve to it. And then you're going to draw 2 diagonal lines coming off of each corner of that shape. And then you're going to connect those 2 lines with a long curve all the way across. And again, you're going to want kind of that curved line. Don't do it straight across. And there you've got the basic shape of your flying saucer. Now underneath the flying saucer, you're going to make 3 boxes connected to the bottom. These are going to be where the steam is going to come out of the bottom of the flying saucer. So just 3 squares on there right at the bottom, and try to make them all the same size if you can. Now we are going to draw the alien inside. So you're going to copy that same first shape that you did by making another upside down U right in the middle. That's going to be your alien's body. Then we are going to make the alien's mouth, and you're going to make a big smile just like that. A curve at the bottom and a straight line right across, and that's going to be his mouth. Then you're going to draw a few little zigzag lines right at the top of his mouth. Those will be his teeth. And now we are going to put on his eyes, and he's got these kind of antenna looking eyes. So you're going to put 2 lines right out the top of his head. And then on top of each of those lines you just made, you're going to put a circle right on top of each one and a dot in each of the circles that you just drew. So those are his eyeballs coming out of the top of his head. And then you're going to put 2 little dots for his nose holes. And there's your little alien friend up in the sky in his flying saucer. And the last thing you're going to do under each of those squares that you drew is you're going to make a little puff of smoke coming out from each of them. So you're going to kind of make these little clouds at the bottom underneath each of those squares. So that'll make it look like his spaceship is kind of emitting this fog or this smoke out of the little blasters underneath his UFO. So now you've got your astronaut and you've got your little alien friend. Now we're going to work on the scenery, kind of the background and where this is taking place. And I know I said it before, but feel free to do anything with this picture. You don't have to draw exactly what I'm doing, but what I'm going to do is draw a line going up to the astronaut, and I'm going to make sure that it doesn't touch the astronaut. You're going to want to stop it right before it gets to his body. This will just make your picture look a lot cleaner in the end. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, don't start right at him. Leave a little gap, and you're going to curve it all the way down to the bottom of the page. Again, both of those lines didn't actually touch the astronaut. There's still a little space there. So this is going to serve as the moon. So you've got your astronaut now standing on the moon. Now we're going to draw some little craters in the moon, and you're going to do that by making an oval shape, just like that. And then on each side of the oval, you're going to make a curve down. 2 lines curve down on each side so that it makes it look like it's popping up, so it looks more like a crater. And then you're just going to put a little dashed line just for texture whenever you make those craters. I'm going to add a few more really fast. If you can't keep up, don't worry about it. You can add as many of these little craters to your moon later on. It's really up to you where you want to put them and how many you want. So I'm just going to add some real quick. And if you don't keep up with me, just add a little bit more after this video is done. But I'm going to put a few more on there. I think I like that. Now what we are going to do is we are going to put a circle anywhere on the page. I'm going to do the top left, and that's going to be the Earth. Try to make the best circle you can. I didn't do too great of a job. Circles are very hard to do freehand, I think. And then inside that circle, you're just going to make some random little squiggly lines that will represent the continents. Don't worry about making them look exactly like the shape of the continents that are on Earth. You can just make up your own shapes. If you want to make it accurate, good for you. But I definitely wasn't able to. So I just kind of put some random little squiggles. And once we color those in, you'll be able to tell that it's Earth a lot more than you can right now. Now we're going to put some stars in the sky. There's a couple ways you can make stars. You can just draw little X's and then put some extra lines through them like that. That's an easy way to put stars in your scene. Or you can do it the classic way where you draw your star with the little points on each end. I'm going to do a mixture of both. I think it just makes space look a little more interesting in our picture. So I'm going to add a bunch of those in, and then you can also add just tiny little dots with your pen or pencil or whatever you're using, just to make your space look a little more busy and complex. There's a lot of stuff in space, so make whatever kind of squiggles and shapes that you want. When I color this in, you'll see that I add a lot more color to the background too. So I'm just going to do a variety of different types of stars and shapes here in the sky. Again, if this is too fast to follow along with, feel free to add more at the end once this video is over. Add more stars, add more craters, add whatever you'd like. So there's all our stars. And now we have our complete outer space picture. And it looks pretty good. So now we're going to move along, and I'm just going to color it in real quick. Again, it's going to go by fast, but don't feel like you have to keep up with me. I'm just coloring it in to show you an example of what I did. But I want you to color it in however you want and kind of make it your own.